All right. We have found evidence of betrayal and a potential assassination attempt coming towards the Sabbat. Higher clergy. I have passed along various different elements of it through different channels because we don't know where there's potentially a leak, where there is danger, who can be trusted, who cannot be trusted, so on, so forth, etc., which is why I decided I was going to pull packs at random. You're needed in Mexico. Hello and good Saturday afternoon, my friends. 'Tis I, DM Daddy RPG, back in the position of power as we have taken it back from Jen from last night. I hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend. I am. I'm excited that we're back here for more Vampire Sabbat shenanigans. Oh man, hello Leanne. I hope you're doing great. I am DM Daddy RPG. We are joined tonight by Ashley the Mage, Ashley the Rage, Ashley the Witch, Ashley the Brick, Magic Ashley the Brick. I don't think you've added any new names, so I believe that is still the current list. We are joined by, she portrays Quinn, Clan Gangrel, City Gangrel. We are joined by Mitch, played by Mitch, Country Gangrel. Reverend Basher, portrayed by Chef Core Hall, and Anya, portrayed by JenOfThieves, aka Degeneration X. Suck it. Normally we have Charlie, portrayed by one lovely Artie Do Too, but Artie, it's coming towards the end of a school semester, and Artie has school responsibilities, and therefore she is not able to join us this afternoon, which is fine. Let's do our social mediums. Social rituals. Discord. If you're not part of our Discord community, please come join us in our Not a Cult over there in Discord. We're not a cult. We're a family. Let's see. YouTube. If you are just checking out this game for the first time and want to see everything that's going on, check us out over on YouTube. The playlist is Palla Grande Time. We have a bunch of things, a lot of World of Darkness, a lot of other stuff. Most stuff is horrible, and me being mean to people, and not really.
We like it enough more.
Not really, but the world is mean. Oh, we have a herd already. Hell yeah, Chi. That's what I'm talking about. Good on you, Chi.
That redeemed it. It wasn't she that redeemed it.
Oh, it was Ashley. Oh. Well, then she's supporting it. Okay, and then we've got Patreon, the least important of the ones. If you like what we're doing, if you want to help continue to support us and everything, please consider pledging on Patreon. You get all kinds of cool, sweet merch, like the shirt that Ashley's currently wearing. As well,
Hero game.
From the My Hero Academia game, we have a whole wide array of things. This coming merch bundle package includes a Don't Rest Your Head sleep mask, a Sabbat prayer worship candle,
That's going to be interesting to explain.
postcards from, the various worlds and realms and the stories with which I've told over the past year. And of course, your usual, typical, standard stickers. So many stickers. Always stickers. Oh, hi, Pierce. All right, so, Mitch, tell us some stuff that happened last game.
Well, a lot of stuff happened.
Sure did.
Let me remember where we started. I can look at my notes. I didn't expect to go first.
You guys started off having revelry and hanging out with the wrecking crew.
Oh, okay. So, the rest of the pack had committed to Valdery with the wrecking crew.
Mm-hmm.
I did not. I went off and found some trees to meditate in and pray. The 4 deer had showed up from my beckoning from fighting from the session before, and Charlie had came to sit and meditate and listen to me pray. After I returned, I was able to give information to Anya about one of the vampires I'm hunting, the Hound, which shares a title with her sire but isn't her sire, luckily.
Shame to have to kill you.
I mean, would it be though? I think it'd be very cinematic. I think it'd be a fun fight.
Maybe for the finale. Maybe for the finale. Not until the finale.
Maybe. Jen just killing everyone.
The other pack did agree to help with hunting my targets, and then after we had gotten into the card that the wrecking crew had provided, Mitch had blacked out and has lost memory of what happened throughout the night until they got to
A
the
prison?
haven where...
Until
the
they got
prison.
to a prison. Perfect. All right. Quinnen, other half of Team Gangrel.
After we finally got to Detroit after going through Valdery with the wrecking crew, we met up with Miranda the Baptizer and the other clergy of Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch did some stuff that I will let Reverend Basher disclose, because I don't know the full terminology of it. Then we did some fire dancing after talking with the Cardinal and her Bishop Tim, Bishop of Information. I have it wrote down.
Good job. It only took you over a year, but you finally started writing down notes.
Oh no, these are just character notes for your NPCs.
I'm proud of you. All right, Reverend Basher.
The exact terminology for what Mitch did was made a damn fool of himself and us.
But was it Mitch?
Since I don't know anyone else at the time, yes.
But
And
was
since
it?
the
Sorry.
since the bishop of spirituality, who we attempted to do some sort of one-on-one Valdery with, doesn't know any better, and after the look she gave me, yes, it was Mitch for all intents and purposes. Let's see. We got to Detroit. I got to have a very aggressive conversation with Anya while she was sitting in my lap. And then after that, we together got to have a very aggressive conversation with Mitch before he was thrown into a jail cell.
And Anya.
Technically, Mitch kind of threw himself into a jail cell after experiencing some spiritual indigestion. Then he attacked Charlie, who promptly was like, deuces, obfuscated her ass out of there. And now I think Quentin's about to go get mommy and daddy about the problem in the jail cell.
All right. So where we had last left off, it is still the first night, just like in the Hunter game. It's still the first night.
It's like 30 minutes to sunrise.
It was something like that. It's close to sunrise. You guys are finally coming up on day 2. Hey. So Anya and Basher were outside having a private conversation about what are we gonna do. Mitch isn't all right, like, so, and he seems to just be getting worse. And the door to the cells, the cell block, where you have shelter from the day, swings open, and sweet, young, meek Charlie bolts out and immediately just disappears and runs off.
Oh.
How soon is sunrise right now?
It's about an hour away. Charlie, while she's one of the newer members of your pack, you, Eleni, especially you, are aware that Charlie is quite capable. And while she seems to be fleeing right now, she'll be safe from the sun. She does not have a death wish. But you have no idea what's going on.
I'm flinging that door open and stomping inside.
Found her.
You guys
What
walk
is
in.
that?
You guys walk in. I'm just leaned up against the wall in front of the jail cell that Mitch is in.
Anya, roll me stamina.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, Matt, you broke up there. Can you say that again, please?
I told Anya to roll stamina.
Okay.
Damn.
You
Hot damn.
fling the door open. The door flings right back into your face, bopping you.
Fucking.
So Anya, what is your strength?
My strength is 4.
And you have how much potence?
5.
Oh no.
Damn you, physics.
Take 4 bashing.
I'm gonna. Can I rip the door off?
Yeah, after it smacks you back in the face. From your own strength. Sure can.
Yep.
Wait,
Fling it open. It bounces back.
wait, you have the common sense merit, right?
Yeah.
You might not want to do that with the sunrise coming up.
Ugh.
I was about to say that if you had.
Well, it seemed like a jail, so it seemed like there were like.
There
different
is, but
places to
this
go
is
in
the
there,
one to
but-
the outside. This is the one that keeps the sunlight from coming in. You can. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying common sense as you grip the door would just be like, but the sun.
Just
You can
fingers
later. Come on.
sinking into the metal, seething with rage.
This is more important.
And as you
I look at
walk,
Quentin. What
as you
happened?
as you walk in, you'll notice Quentin sitting outside of the bars of a cell, and Mitch sitting in the inside of a cell.
There's just a dime placed in front of the door, in front of his jail cell, as per his request.
I'll be sitting in the corner just quietly
Talk.
praying.
Talk.
Mitch came in, something happened, he started to shift. Yeah, that's the right term for it. swung at Charlie, who, as you saw, ran off and obfuscated. I managed to dodge his attack and put him in a cell as he was coming to.
Anya's gonna turn and just stare at Mitch.
He asked me to put a
Shut up!
silver...
You're done. Mitch?
I also get up and turn around. I don't know what's happening. I usually don't lose control this much, especially in one night. I don't know what to say.
Let's go back with sticking with silence. You do not move, you do not talk until I tell you to move or talk. Do you understand? And you will find some way to make this up to Charlie. That makes twice you threatened her. Not if you understand.
I'll nod.
We'll figure something out.
Jen, that shut up actually scared the shit out of me. Like, personally, like I was a child to get in trouble. It was terrifying.
Mitch, give me a stamina fortitude roll.
Stamina is not in the things you can...
Fortitude isn't stamina. So pretty much like you go to the rolls in the middle of the bottom of your sheet. Or you can just, or you just,
I'm just blind.
yeah, or you can just just do slash roll, and do like the total your stamina and your dots and fortitude.
I was just gonna add my fortitude after rolling stamina.
Okay. All right. Total of 3 successes. You feel you're sitting there in silence. You're not going to take any damage. You succeed on resisting the damage, but there's a sharp sting on like your like left shoulder, like on your back under your shirt, and it like it doesn't hurt. It doesn't like burn. It's just like, you know, like into your skin. And it's like you kind of like shake it out as like you're sitting there in silence, like a spider falls out from the sleeve of your coat and scuttles away.
Another spider. Okay.
Mitch, do you say that out loud?
I guess I was thinking out loud to myself, so yeah.
You have violated your Ductus's decree of staying quiet and not talking.
Unless he knew. This is something he knew. What do you mean another spider?
Do you know it's a good way to make sure you're quiet, Mitch? Torpor. Should we do that?
With this immediate threat, my eyes will turn white again. Ductus, if you want to fight me, you know how to do it.
No, that is.
You know what to invoke. If you want
What to
monomacy, just say it.
Who are you?
Even my hackles are up now.
Don't be shy. Don't be a coward.
Coward,
I think-
I mean,
hiding behind
Keeping
someone
secrets
else's
keeps
body.
you safe.
You are not safe. You are pissing me off. What is your name? Coward. Should I just call you Coward?
I'm Marius.
Marius. Who are you, Marius?
I mean, I've been called a lot of things.
You should not be able to do this.
I shouldn't, you know.
So how can you do this?
I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm not the only one in this body. Well, I suppose me and Mitch aren't the only ones in this body.
How the fuck many are you?
3, I think.
Must be crowded.
There's one hell of a fight constantly. But the past few nights we've been losing more often than not.
To what?
So we're hoping to find out.
To what? Losing to what?
I don't know what it
Losing
is.
patience.
Some sort of curse, some sort of... I know it's only part of what it is. Is there any power that Anya has, or that I have, to where there'd be a way for her to...
Neither of you have a power that would be able to do that, no.
Well, Marius. Tell Mitch and everyone in there that you all better be. Because you are stuck in the prison of Mitch's body. And I would hate to see how much damage that can take.
You know, Anya, stabbing me in the gut several tens of times may be fun. Probably not wise, though.
Why not wise?
Who knows what could happen? Who knows how this curse works? Who knows who it'd go to? You know, I found it in a mortal. That's when I found Mitch.
Can we go back to silence?
So, for the time being, we need to work together.
Then stop fucking with my pack.
And let's not forget the point you come from. You're not ever so innocent.
I never said I was.
Is she, Basher? I'm not the only one that has attacked our pack members.
The trouble is,
Okay.
I know what I'm doing. I'm doing it on purpose. And I would never kill them.
You realize that you're thinking like a human. You're assuming that we have the same morality. That we have to have some sort of moral high ground. And yet you're the one behind bars at the probably one of the worst negotiating positions I've seen in a long time.
I'm behind these bars willingly.
For the moment.
You let me know when that becomes unwilling.
And Anya, Mitch may not have caught on, but I know what you're doing. A blood bond? Hell, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you were an elder.
It's
Aiming
harmless.
at devious.
It's harmless. If he plays by our rules, will it be gone next Muldery?
My hand's resting on my sword hilt after that.
I'm just a child, just a baby. Nothing to worry about.
You are very young, aren't you, Anya?
Oh, compared to you, I'm just a child.
I'm sure Mitch needs some rest. I need to get back to the fight.
Yes. Bye.
Mitch's eyes will go back to green.
She.
All of you go to bed.
All right. Is anybody else doing anything in this last remaining, 30 minutes of nighttime?
No.
No, I am gonna ask
I'm also gonna
Quentin
take-
if they got the security and surveillance thing taken.
Oh, yes. Charlie managed to shoot out the cameras that were
I don't
working
need
but
to.
weren't linked.
Please stop talking. Yes or no?
Yes.
Good.
Vampires don't need to sleep, right? They just need to rest.
Oh no, when the sun comes up, vampires pass out.
Oh, okay.
The corpse.
I'm just making sure because I wasn't sure.
Now you can try to make rolls to resist the slumber, but staying up during the day is usually not a good thing.
Basher, you said you were doing something?
I was gonna. I didn't know if we were checking again about the security thing, but if you two are both good with it, I'll trust you guys because I know I don't have crap in security.
I'll be quietly praying in the cell, sitting in the corner.
I'll wander around and just see if they missed anything.
Okay.
Are you sure Charlie and I got everything? I think.
Is that
At least everything that was in this wing.
what, security or something else?
It is perception security.
Perception security. I forgot perception was in here.
Too used to that V5 nonsense.
I am, man.
Back over here. Ping, boom. Check the roll. 2 successes. Anya, you do not find any more surveillance things. At least not in the general area of where your pack's going to be.
Okay. Then I'm done.
Boom. Night 2. We made it. We made it through that first night.
So,
Huzzah.
Other than losing a point of blood, what do we get after a rest?
Well, if any of you have any aggravated damage, you can heal 1 aggravated level of damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna also feel my bashing from the door.
hey Matt,
Hey, chef.
Since I have the early riser merit, does that mean that I wake up ahead of everybody else by like an hour or?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
you wake up while the sun is actually still up and setting. But you are usually always the first person up.
Okay. Before everyone else wakes up, can I do a thing or two?
You can try to. What's up?
I wanted to do two things. One, I was gonna go.
Take a bashing.
I was gonna show you this beautiful art piece. No, I was going to, one, go over, look in on Mitch and see, like, is he showing any signs of, like, moving or anything else like that a normal vampire wouldn't. Two, I was going to stand outside of his door and say a genuine prayer for the guy. And then I was going to try to remember whether or not I remembered how to do an exorcism.
All right, so one, you wander over there by itself. Quentin is like passed out back on the bars. Mitch is just laying there. Both of them very corpse-like, very standard vampire asleep.
I'm just curled around my cat.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah.
Let me look at your sheet real quick, Basher. It's been 2 weeks. Basher.
Bye, buddy.
Caine. Basher.
Okay, be safe.
Give me a perception alertness, Basher. You're taking in like his cell, and you're looking and you're investigating, and in the corner of the room with him, there's an outline of something, some figure in there that you're able to detect with your heightened senses. You can't break whatever like invisibility it is, but like you're able to like there is something in the cell with Mitch.
Okay. Based upon its general size, can I determine if it's like a humanoid versus an animal?
It's human. It's human shaped.
Okay.
It's standing maybe at about like 6'3".
Good morning.
It doesn't move.
Am I to assume that you would be... I take that back. Is there something I can do for you? Or are you intending to harm my packmate?
It continues to not move and not acknowledge you.
All right. I stand there, looking at it. Okay, mechanics question. We don't blink unless we need to, right?
Right. You don't do any bodily functions unless you need to. Or want to.
Cool. Which means I'm going to keep that thing in sight literally the entire time I'm doing this.
Okay.
Okay. I start making a sincere prayer, keeping this thing in vision, but also keeping an eye on Mitch at the same time. It's one cell, it can't be that hard.
It's not hard to do. It's literally looming over Mitch's laid out body.
In a 5x5 cell.
Would I be able to reach it through the bar if I were
No.
to, like, reach through?
Nope, you would have to go in
Would I
there
be
to
able
try to
to-
reach it.
I wouldn't be able to reach it with the tip of my sword if I tried to stab
No.
through the bars? Yeah, I didn't think so, because that would be too easy, and I'd screw something up. Okay.
What's your prayer for Mitch?
Okay. Do you want me to actually do it? Because it takes me a little while to compose these things, but a deep and heartfelt prayer for his soul, his safety, for the guiding hand of Caine to watch over him, and that if I am able to guide me in such a way as to be able to help him come back to himself and to his pack.
Very heartfelt. Very
And then I
touching.
stand there trying. I'm trying to remember whether or not I remember the full rite of exorcism. I didn't know that, if
Man, I'm not
Since I
saying
was a
I'm
ghoul
not
at the
saying
time.
no. Give me an intelligence occult. Your difficulty is 9. Because while they do, it is not more commonly regarded as, say, Catholic.
Oh my sweet
I
baby
have
Jesus.
a success.
Have a success. Sure. You can give me a wits occult roll.
Okay.
Your difficulty is going to be 10.
I'm getting further on this than I thought I was going to when I actually came up with it.
I'm not really a no storyteller.
So close.
So you start going through, trying to perform an exorcism on Mitch. Now,
Correct.
you
I wasn't trying to do one.
Not yet. He was trying to remember if he
I
could.
said I was trying to remember if I even knew how.
I literally said
I wasn't gonna try to do
I literally
it.
said the remembering was the first roll, and if you're going to do an exorcism, that's going to be the second roll, difficulty 10. So why'd you roll it if you're not doing it?
I don't think you
I'm
knew what the
sorry,
second one was
you-
for.
I did not, and the thing broke up a little bit. Nothing's wrong, buddy.
Okay, well then, never mind. You apparently don't go through with doing an exorcism, but yes, you do remember kind of maybe how to do one.
Okay. I remember the basics. I have none of the required materials, but I at least know the words.
Some of the words.
Some of them. I could recreate The Exorcist.
You could maybe do it.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to stand there and not let this thing out of my sight until whoever else starts waking up, because I'm really curious to see what happens to this thing whenever Mitch wakes up.
All right, let's see here. Anya and Mitch are on paths, which means Quinnen will be the next one who wakes up, because they're on humanity. Quinnen, you wake up. Basher is just standing there at the door, standing next to you, staring at Mitch's asleep body.
My nudge Basher would be like, "What are you doing here this morning early?"
I would like you to remain calm. Can you please stand up and look in the cell with me?
Okay. I'll turn around and look in the cell. And you said you wanted me to remain calm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quinnen, you turn up and you look around. There's just Mitch in the cell. You see nothing.
I don't know what would be so hectic about seeing Mitch in the cell. I mean,
Because right now, when I look into this cell, I am seeing two forms. One being Mitch, and the other being another that is standing over Mitch.
There's only a Mitch there.
Well, I have been standing here for 45 minutes looking at this creature, and it has not acknowledged me, nor moved, and I don't... There's been
I'm gonna stick my hand at Bash's forehead. Be like, are you okay? Are you feverish? Did you not? Are you low on blood? What's going on here, Basher?
Please don't touch me.
I'll pull my hand back before he slices it off with the sword.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Number one, I haven't had a fever since I was turned.
All right.
2, how would you tell? I don't have a functioning circulatory system. How the hell am I gonna have an infection?
It was just a thought.
Mitch, you come to Basher and Quentin talking about infections and fevers.
Or I pay no mind to them, and I'll begin my prayer for the evening. I'll be out loud, so if they're listening, they can hear it.
What's your prayer?
Hold on, I gotta pull it up. I have it written down.
Hell yeah, you do.
All of the prayer.
It's almost exactly the same as before. Ever praises to you, O fathomless darkness, harbinger of doom, spider in the web, great hound of the wood and predator of the sky. Damnation flame, mighty end. As this night begins, give me the strength and conviction to overcome hardship, to control myself, and to protect my pack. After my prayer, I'll get up and turn around. See
You just
Quentin.
have being stared at by Quentin. Like, what the fuck was that?
Basher, after the prayer, Mitch is alone in the cell.
And the thing just disappeared.
Yep. Like
didn't see it going.
that hazy outline kind of just like hazes away.
Oh, fuck. Fuckity. Fuck a duck. Okay.
I
Quentin?
don't think you want to fuck a duck.
Reverend, good evening. You were up before me. You get up early, don't you?
Well, you know what they say. Early to rise and early to bed. Make a man healthy, but socially dead.
You seemed a little panicked a second ago. What's wrong?
I have been standing here past 45 minutes. In that time, I perceived 2 people in the cell. You being one of them, and the other being a figure fairly tall, taller than me, that did not respond or interact. But right after your prayer, it sort of faded away. Quentin, would you please go see if Anya is awake, and if she is, ask her to join us.
Okay. I'm gonna walk in the direction where Anya went to bed.
You come upon a cell that has the door like kind of open, like not like fully shut in, but close enough where it's like privacy. And like you like peek in and like there's Anya. Like Anya's normally gorgeous, normally like well put together, like everything, like just full like sprawl, mouth hanging open, just like laying there like.
I'm not gonna say anything about that. I'm just gonna pull my head back away from the gap and just mentally remember that shit, and then just
It's a treat for Quentin.
knock on the bars. Anya, are you awake?
Am I?
Nothing. No. With your path rating, no. You can give me a perception alertness to see if that's loud enough to jar Anya from her slumber.
Okay.
I'm going in there. I'm not going in there.
Oh, go in there. It'll be fine.
No, it won't.
She does not have deep sleeper.
How much did you? I can just see it now. How much did you see?
There's some there's a voice calling to Anya. Like,
You just mutter something in Russian. It doesn't sound nice.
I'm gonna take a dime or something and just flick it through the slot, trying to bounce it off the wall above her head.
Give me a dexterity athletics.
Standard difficulty?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Evens or odds?
Evens always. Fuck.
You flick. You bounce it perfectly off the wall, right above her head, and Anya, something just like lightly thumps onto your head because it bounces off the wall and lands on her.
Like, rearranges her body into a more, like, natural position and sits up kind of bleary-eyed.
More sexy, hot vampire than...
As I start hearing angry sounds, I'm just gonna obfuscate and run back to Basher. Because I don't want to be on the receiving end of that just yet.
An important note, make sure all of you have marked off 1 blood for waking up tonight, by the way.
And I marked 1 off for healing.
Perfect.
Anya's gonna get changed.
Into what? Her clothes got blown up.
That's right. That's fine. Not gonna get changed.
Anya goes to
You know
go
what?
get...
Actually, she probably sleeps like mostly. It's
Yeah,
fine.
Anya
She
goes
wears
to go
back.
goes to go find her bag to get new clothes because it's a new night, and then has that reminder. It's like, oh yeah, I don't have my clothes, or my Chanel bag, or my Prada shoes, or my...
None of the material items.
Or your cruelty only lipstick.
Anya, you can't remember the last time you wore the same outfit in 2 nights. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Just to make it perfect, when I hear her start swearing in Russian, I start calling, not knowing what's going on. Anya! Just a nice reminder of who fucked up.
Still staring at her fistful of clothes. She'll walk right out, just in her underwear, clothes in hand. Yes, Reverend?
Anya, evens or odds?
Odds.
Okay, cool. The dime is not stuck to your face.
Which, if you
have a
will,
small problem.
deal with problem in a minute. Who threw things at me?
I'm sorry.
This is a very fun way to
Say
wake
that
up.
again, please?
She said, we'll deal with problem in a minute. Who threw things at me?
Who did what now?
You're not the best liar. Quentin?
You don't see Quentin. You don't see Quentin anywhere, Anya. Basher's been right here at this cell door. Mitch is still in the cell. You don't see Quentin.
Quentin!
What did you do?
Well, no, I don't have new clothes, so.
I'm waiting for her to be less pissed first before I unobfuscate.
Mitch, you're up. Look at you.
Part of what I wanted to talk to you about.
How's my hair?
Stunning.
You know what I
You put
also
every
don't
Victoria's
have?
Secret model
Brush.
patience.
Well, I lost patience yesterday. I need good news to get it back. Do you have good news for me, Reverend?
Possibly. Depends how you look at it.
Then probably not good news. Anya will
Would
just
you prefer
throw her old clothes back on, just standing there in front of everybody. Are we fighting someone?
Potentially.
Then maybe good news.
Like I said. So, I woke up early and came down here to see if Mitch was behaving oddly in any way. When I looked into his cell, I saw two figures. One of them being Mitch, the other one being another figure approximately 6'3", who was standing over Mitch. Did not respond when I tried to engage it. I didn't know it, so I didn't want to walk in there with it, because God only knows what might happen to me. The last thing we need is double the issues. Mitch wakes up with a prayer every morning, as I recommend everyone does. When he was praying, the figure disappeared, right in front of my eyes.
Mitch, what did you say?
Well, I have no problem repeating the prayer.
Who do you pray to?
Caine?
Are you sure?
I'll sit down and repeat the first part of my prayer. Ever praises to you, O fathomless darkness, harbinger of doom, spider in the web, great hound of the wood, and predator of the sky. Damnation flame, mighty end. As this night begins, give me the strength and conviction to overcome hardship, to control myself and protect my pack.
Are any of those superlatives something that are generally associated with Caine?
Give me an intelligence occult.
Okay.
Anya? Three successes? Nope. Nope, none of those are things that are generally associated with Caine.
A question and then suggestion. If you will, Mitch, and you can speak for now. Okay. Question. Who told you that prayer was for Caine?
I just sort of assumed.
Where did you hear?
Well, I tell you, I wake up during the day sometimes. Uttering things is a prayer. I mean, when I first said it, it filled me with warmth and comfort that I hadn't felt since I saw my sire before I lost them. So I've adopted it, and I say it every morning. Why?
Because that is not prayer for Caine. How about you stop praying to the fucking darkness? And maybe you won't be so cursed.
Knock, knock, knock at the front main entrance to this cell block.
Mitch,
When the knocking starts happening, Matt, I'll come out of obfuscate.
I'll stay here.
Behind Anya.
We are back to you being shut up, yeah? Mitch?
I'll get it.
Good boy.
I walk over and open the door.
You open the door and standing there right in front of you in like dark cloak, hood drawn up. Guy who last night requested you to come to Detroit on behalf of Miranda the Baptizer, Paladin Ripper. Just standing there in front of you. Oh good, is your pack assembled and up?
We are awake, yes.
Good. Stands to the side, and there's the other paladin, there's the cardinal, and there's some other figure that you didn't see the night before with the cardinal.
Eminence. And I, respectful nod. Please, come in.
Anya's gonna open the cell door. Let Mitch out.
Perfect.
I think it's safer if I stay here, Anya.
Shut up. No words from Mitch or passengers, okay?
I'm still not leaving the cell. I'm not saying this out loud. I'm just saying, to you, storyteller, I prefer to keep the pack as safe as possible, and right now I think staying in the cell is
No, that's fair. You
the only
can
path for that.
you are free to choose. You are a free Cainite. You can do what you want. There might be consequences and repercussions for doing what you want, but as always, per the tenets of the spot, you can do what you want. So Anya, you open the door. Mitch kind of Mitch. Give me a perception empathy, Anya.
Okay.
Oh no.
So perception.
Uh-huh.
Empathy. You have empathy?
She might.
Okay.
No.
She might. You don't know her.
Gingerhead, no.
Oh, damn.
See? That's why we always roll. He's not doing it out of defiance. He's not just staying there just being no, fuck you, Anya, I do what I want. But it's largely you have been for the past night being Mitch, you're dragging us down, you're making us look bad, you're bringing us more problems, and Mitch is literally just he's agreeing with you and your call, and he's the sense and vibe that you're getting off of him isn't defiance but more just protection. He wants to do what's in the best interest of the pack, so he's just staying in the cell. He has not gotten up from his sitting down.
Hand on the open door, she's gonna kind of study him for a couple of seconds, waiting for the defiance or the challenge or the white eyes or some bullshit that says this is about to become a thing. And when none of those things happen, she's gonna turn and head for the door.
Oh, I did not realize that I still had that drop down from turning Chef up over Chef's window. All right, cool. So you invite them in, Basher. None of them move. Ripper, in fact, moves back towards the Cardinal, who's standing out in the yard.
Would you prefer to have this conversation outside?
The other one, the paladin that you haven't really interacted with, I was just nah, we thought we'd go to the fucking moon.
This? Can we take this outside, please?
As she gets to the door, she just walks right out. She doesn't even pause.
Fucking god, There's a lot of mumbling from the one who just made the sarcastic joke about the moon, just like grumble, grumble, angry, grumble, grumble.
I'll walk out right behind Anya, just having reappeared.
Oh.
Tell me she was going to be angry when she woke up, Dasher.
Alright, well then, boop. 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 Perfect. Good, good. There is, of course, the two paladins. There is Miranda the Baptizer, the Cardinal, and another figure who you also did not see last night, with standing literally at the shoulder of Miranda. No real distinct or standing out things, like her cloak seems to perfectly cover almost every detail about her. And you'll notice the slightest bit of obtenebration playing from the hood to mask most of her face. The only thing you can see on this mysterious new figure is a mouth and nothing else.
What can we do for you all tonight?
For me? Nothing, says Miranda. For the Sabbat, everything. I trust your home was safe like I advised.
We ensured it so.
Good.
Yep.
I have the faith and trust in my brothers and sisters in the Sword of Caine. Please, show me to a common area. Having now verified that you guys believe it's safe, and if it's not, it'll be your fault, she will happily go acquiesce and go inside with you, letting you lead the way. The paladins stay outside. Miranda and new person, the darkness, we will call her,
The dark.
follow you all inside.
Anya will lead everybody to the section of the prison they have definitely checked at least twice.
Okay. The new person kind of peels off from the group. Goes to the open cell where Mitch is at. Doesn't say anything. Doesn't interact with, or doesn't seem or appear to be interacting with Mitch. But Mitch, for you, darkness comes in a human form, walking down the hallway, and just stops at the door to your cell. And while you can't see eyes, you can't see a face, it seems frontward facing, and it's just looming there before you.
I've been facing the corner, so
Okay, cool.
I don't actually see them. I guess
Perfect.
I feel the presence of them.
You feel the presence of something staring at you.
I'm just going to be unfaltering here in my conviction of I'm sitting here looking at the corner. I'm not going to do or say anything. I am a statue for all intents and purposes.
Awesome.
Mitch followed the Ductus orders.
So
All right. We have found evidence of betrayal and a potential assassination attempt coming towards the Sabbat. Higher clergy. I have passed along various different elements of it through different channels because we don't know where there's potentially a leak, where there is danger, who can be trusted, who cannot be trusted, so on, so forth, etc., which is why I decided I was going to pull packs at random. You're needed in Mexico. She will hand over an envelope. Do not open this until you get to Mexico.
Okay.
I have faith in the capabilities of your pack.
Me too. Thank you for the privilege of helping.
It will be very important. Your guide will be traveling with you.
Guide. Is that, kind of gestures vaguely.
To the darkness?
The looming darkness, yeah.
Yes. I think you will find her very helpful. Based off of what little bit I've gotten to see of your pack.
I don't know how to take that.
Good. Miranda stands up, gives a small bow, and turns
10 minutes, if I may ask.
She stops mid-turn.
Do we know who the target is?
I'm guessing it's in here.
See? Capable. And proceeds to walk.
Any other questions, Basha, I can probably answer.
Real quick, important. None of you have the curiosity flaw, right?
No, I don't.
Hold on. I think I have something similar to that. Nope, I don't. Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, then the envelope will not present a problem for the pack. Good job. All right. And Miranda, unless she gets stopped by somebody else, proceeds to
No
leave.
one is stopping her.
No one wants to be on the receiving end of why she's called the Basher.
The baptizer. Basher's your priest.
Hi.
Sorry, all I remember is she has a mace.
It's true. She does.
And that's a bashing weapon.
All right. They proceed to leave. You're all able to see them. They're not hiding. They're not like obfuscating away or anything. They're literally just walking and leaving.
Hey, good news.
I look over.
I speak Spanish.
Cool.
Maybe we'll
That'll
get
be
to
useful.
see. Maybe you'll get to see Daddy.
That is just pleasure, not business. Business first.
I look over at our guide and. Good evening. I don't believe we've been introduced. My name is Reverend Basher. I am the Pack Priest.
Head kind of turns to look over its shoulder back towards you guys. A little bit, like, you can clearly see the, like, head, like, move. Not in a nod, but, like, it looks like they're just scanning you, Basher.
Do you speak? That is Mitch. That is Quentin. I'm Anya.
Charlie will be back soon.
In Spanish. In Spanish, after the head turns back around, and it's like... Ophelia. My name is Ophelia.
Nice to meet you, Ophelia. Also in Spanish.
Let's see. You said this one is Mitch?
That one is Mitch.
And as, like, this shrouded figure is staring at Mitch, the cloak will kind of part. Mitch, you're the only person who can see, like, long flowing, like, red robes beneath, like, this black cloak that's covering them. And one, like, frail, like, tiny hand is holding up what looks like a reliquary or a rosary, only it is the symbol of the Sabbat. It's a Sabbat Ankh. It's literally a sword of Caine, black steel. And they're not, like, aiming it or threatening at you. They're holding up with reverence in front of you.
I'll turn my head over my shoulder as I notice the shadow holding something up at me.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that and just looking at it, I'm just going to turn back to the corner.
In Spanish, and Anya, this doesn't feel like it's directed at you. It's clearly being focused at Mitch. It's like, in Spanish, you'll hear her asking, where do your allegiances lie?
I don't understand Spanish.
I know you don't, which is why, after a pause of nothing, a voice called back to Anya, and Anya's not used to being talked to like this. You hear, translate.
Where do your allegiances lie?
I'm waiting for permission to speak.
If you do not answer very quickly, Mitch, so help me. Okay.
With my pack and with the Sabbat.
Translates back into Spanish.
We will see. Train or plane? The shrouded figure finally moves away from Mitch and goes back to for the first time, joining the three of you.
Does she ask train or plane in English or Spanish?
Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry.
Assume anytime I'm talking as this NPC, she is not speaking English.
Okay.
What time of night is it, by the way? So I think it's during October, so probably like 6 or 7, right?
It is probably like 7:30.
Okay.
Plane will be faster. Spanish.
And just as quickly as she joined you guys, she's wandering away. Going somewhere deeper into the cells.
Not going to stop her.
Let's look at Anya. Nope. Let's look at Mitch. Nope. Quinnen, I'm pretty positive I know the answer to this. Nope. Basher. Basher, give me an intelligence politics.
Where's the politics don't come up. That was my reasoning in the beginning.
Pierce, did you just hear that? Did you just hear what Ashley just fucking said?
Dude.
Hey, I don't have politics. I have etiquette. There's a difference. For a reason.
Beautiful. Basher, with your 2 10s.
Oh.
to you. I'm messaging it to you. Just so that you can respond how you want to respond. Without anybody else having to respond to how you're responding. Chef. While she's off making phone calls, arranging things. Getting your travel all set up for you and your pack.
So I just remember this? Is that?
Yeah.
Is that...
Yeah. You recall, oh, that's who this is. So Anya and Quentin, you'd probably notice Basher. So Anya and Quentin, you'd probably see like Basher just like suddenly like
You look like you're going to spew.
go whiter than usual.
You good there, Basher?
What?
Um.
Do we need to speak in private?
She's left you in private, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
There's also Quentin and Mitch right there.
And Anya's still standing in her underwear, so like...
No, Anya got dressed.
You got that.
Oh.
Okay. I do not mean to alarm anyone.
I'm already alarmed.
Your
As
reaction
well
is alarming.
So, you remember part of Mitch's prayer, the Dark Harbinger, the Endless Torment, things like that?
Yes.
Those are some of the monikers of Ophelia of Clan Slubri, Inquisitor of the Sabbat.
None of those names are the same as the one in Mitch's prayer, by the way.
Endless Torment?
Harbinger of Doom, Fathomless Darkness, Spider in the Web, Great Hound of the Wood, and Predator of the Sky, Damnation, Flame, Mighty End are all the names in Mitch's prayer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
But
I'm
you can
sorry.
say what you want to
missed
say.
it.
That's fine. I'm just making sure that wasn't an out of
if I'm not
character.
accurate- No,
Also,
honestly, for a second there, I thought that he had been praying to her.
yep, also, Quentin.
So that's my stamina fortitude for you.
Thank
I knew it
you.
was coming.
Quentin, take another aggravated damage.
That
As a sharp, searing pain, like as Basher starts listing off titles, a sharp, just like sear, just like starts to like radiate right in the inside of your brain. You've been a vampire for a pretty long time, but it feels like some kind of like supernatural migraine just burns its way into like your frontal cortex.
Out of
Okay.
character, besides the obvious connotations, what does an Inquisitor do?
Heresy. Heresy against the Church of Caine.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And if you
Had no
guys
idea.
remember the night before, there was a bishop of spirituality who looked very concerned.
yes, there was. She's not called the Pain of Faith for nothing.
Mitch, in case you're not keeping up with this conversation, you no longer have me to worry about, really.
So while the,
You guys are near the cell, I'll hear you, but I'm still in the cell. I haven't left it.
I mean, we wandered over to where Ophelia was, and she was by the cell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure exactly where everyone was at the moment. Okay.
Here, we'll make this more obvious.
Okay.
Come on.
You want to
So-
protect us, Mitch? You can just nod.
I'll nod.
If you are not careful, you could get us all. Understand?
May I make a suggestion?
Depends on the suggestion. Do you want to whisper
Before we
it to me
leave-
so I can tell you who did first?
No. If you're going to tell me it's stupid, I'd prefer to just have it out in the open.
Oh, good.
Would you... What are your thoughts on offering to perform the Vauldery the correct way with the Inquisitor before we leave as a show of good faith?
Jen genuinely doesn't know.
Common sense. Probably a good idea.
Okay.
And
Because I
Mitch
was
has
torn
no
between
context.
doing things right versus like we have things to do. I don't want to seem like I'm stalling.
Vauldery does not take a long time. It's like, say some words, all of you bleed into a cup, all of you drink the cup.
Okay. Anya's gonna kind of mull that one over for a second. Or big smile.
So
Just patting that
out
on
of
the
character, because there's questions about like Sabbat factions and things like that happening right now. In Old Vampire, the system with which we're currently playing, there is the Sabbat, the Church/Army of Caine. In that, there are two prominent things. There is the Black Hand. These are the war efforts of the Sabbat. These are like secret agents, probably some of the best fighters, best spies, so on, so forth, etc. They handle all the military, the Army of Caine aspect. Then there's the Inquisition. There is, with freedom that the Sabbat grants, there is a whole lot of heresy. Currently in our Discord chat, me and Mitch are talking about the Inquisition, or not the Inquisition, but the Path of Lilith, and how that's heretical in the Sabbat. The Inquisitors deal with everything heretical in the Sabbat. Are you making moves against the Church of Caine? Heresy. Are you following a path that's not a correct path, that does not revere Caine or the kindred existence? Heresy. Do you dabble with demons? Heresy. And there's no checks and balances against the Inquisition. The Inquisitors generally can do whatever the fuck they want. And if you have a problem with them, you can challenge them to monomacy. But the problem with that is that you're challenging the entire Inquisition to monomacy. And then so another Inquisitor is going to come up and is like, hey, heresy for going against the Church of Caine. I'm investigating you. So on, so forth, etc. Inquisitors fucking suck.
And outside of character, the Black Hand is a part of the Talmeh Ra, right?
No, that is a different thing. There's the Sabbat Black Hand, and then there's the Talmeh. The true Black Hand, as they're called in the old world of darkness.
Okay.
For those of you more familiar with V5, the Inquisition is what largely took over the Sabbat. That's why priests become the pack leaders. It's more of a church religion kind of thing than it is what the Sabbat in Old World of Darkness was. For those of you more familiar with V5 setting. Just wanted to get that out of character, quick little descriptor. Just so you guys know what you're about to be interacting with. And just so you guys know so that you should just be like, whatever you say, Inquisitor. We're not heretical at all. Don't kill us.
Yes, ma'am.
Glad I didn't do that now.
Gonna get a big smile, pat Basher on the back, hand raising to rub the back of his neck. You know what? I think that is actually a very good idea.
I'm gonna gesture at Anya for permission to speak, just kind of like I tip my fingers from my mouth, just gesturing out, kind of asking to.
Go.
At midnight, I think our safer option would be Reverend, could you lead me in prayer at midnight instead of...
No prayer for now.
I mean, it's very important that I pray at these times. I prefer it be a prayer that doesn't get us in trouble. Reverend knows prayers that won't get us in trouble.
Anyone right now?
From down the hall, Spanish, 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 Spanish. And Anya, you understand that it's like, I know you would not be repressing a packmate's wishes to be faithful. Would you, Ductus? Making it known she's heard everything you've been talking about. And apparently, while she only speaks in Spanish, she's understood everything you've said.
These prayers help keep my beast under control and at bay, Anya. Without them, I'm afraid I might frenzy and lose control.
Well, your beast is there for you. But if prayer is what your beast wants... who am I to stop you?
So, Reverend, I pray 3 times a night. As I wake, at midnight, and as I lay down.
The darkness comes back. Moves to stand beside Anya and was like holding out a cell phone. And was like just swiping on pictures of different private planes. And there's like a G6, there's like so many different things.
Like a pick one slideshow?
That seems to be the implication of what she's doing with you right now. It's like she's kind of like, which one would you like?
Let's look at that. What's one?
Clicks it, turns, goes back to the corner of the room.
Gracias.
Then I love Mitch's comment in the chat. Do you dabble in demons?
Nope.
Not us.
No.
I don't
Sure
even.
do
Just
not.
gonna press your freedoms real quick.
Okay.
She phone call, conversation, nods to Anya. And in Spanish, I would happily partake of the Vauldery with your back.
Wonderful.
And she steps forward. Like, you still can't see her face or anything, but just facing Basher, ominously watching, studiously watching, making sure nothing's done wrong.
Fortunately, I know this one, and do the right as perfectly as I can.
Does anyone have any heightened sense of smell?
Basher does.
I do.
They'd be able to smell like how my blood would be if I were to cut myself during the Vauldery.
I mean, everybody cuts himself during the Vauldery.
But would he be able to differentiate me compared to everyone else?
Blood.
Blood is blood.
Oh, what are you actually asking? Like, why?
I'd imagine with what's going on with my character, his blood might smell a little different.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Blood is blood. Praise Caine.
All right, so you go through it. Give me, what is it for rights in this system again? I believe, because there's no rituals skill, it's only a rituals background. So give me some intelligence occult there, Basher. Did Chef freeze?
No.
Here goes.
Okay. All right, beautiful. Okay, powers the beer. Damn, Chi. All
Someone's
right.
about to cut themselves a little hard.
Quennen's the one cutting themselves hard. All right, so Basher, you start things off. You are the one who is doing said rite. Center of certain blah blah. You chant ceremonial words of the Vauldery. My blood springs from Caine and is gladly spilled in his service. And then you cut your wrist, you bleed into your guy's Vauldery cup, not Diablery.
That would be a whole different thing.
Okay.
During the ritual, I'll be staring at Anya, and my eyes will be white the whole time.
Okay. Basher, who do you take the cup to after you first bleed into it?
Inquisitor,
Okay.
the highest ranking Sabbat member after me. Or present, that's not a priest.
Well, I mean, you can do that. You take it, you take it to who you feel is the most prestigious. So I was just checking to see where Ophelia fell on your scale. She repeats back the same thing to you as she takes out her sword, rosary, reliquary, like cuts her wrist and bleeds into the cup. And you all now, with her doing so, see like flowing red, very prestigious looking inquisitorial robes underneath the darkness that usually envelops her. Before her arm comes down and magically, like perfectly, the darkness seems to just, the dark cloak seems to cover her. Then who do you take it to, Basher?
Then take it to Anya.
Anya will do the thing. And the words. And the whatnot.
Does she do the words and the bleeding, or just the bleeding?
That was covered by the things.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because some people don't repeat it back. I need to know if people aren't repeating it back.
She's following that guy's, the Ophelia's lead. We're doing whatever Ophelia's doing.
What Ophelia do? That. All right, who's after Anya?
I'll take it to Mitch.
Saving the finger slicing for last, I see.
I'll grab the goblet in one hand and in my right hand, and I'll bite into my left wrist to cut my wrist and bleed into the cup, and I'll repeat the prayer that, what's her name? The Darkness, or Ophelia said.
Yep. You said your eyes are white. You said your eyes are white right now?
Yeah.
Give me a willpower roll, Mitch.
It's been fun, y'all.
No, it's fine.
One success.
For those of you that are paying attention to the darkness, an orb of, so like, she turns and like she's following, she's watching, she's observing, she notices Mitch's eyes, and from inside the cowl, a white orb of light seems to come from like in the middle of like the head area. And they just like little like flash, like a flash bulb, like from like an old camera kind of goes off right at Mitch's direction. And as he's like halfway through, as Marius, as Anya has noticed, is halfway through his words, the eyes just shoot back to green after the flash. And in Spanish, I would prefer to Valkyrie with your actual packmates, if that's okay.
In Spanish? He does not know how to control it.
It's fine. You get empathy that it's fine if you want.
I mean, I'm going to, but I'm also gonna assume it's not fine.
An Inquisitor saying things are fine?
It's fine. You guys are fine. You're fine.
I'm just gonna assume it's extremely not fine, and we're all gonna die now.
It's fine. It's fine. It's so fucking fine. This Inquisitor is Anya's new best friend. Ophelia would never hurt us.
We're about to go into Valkyrie, and I've woken up in the middle of it.
Yep. You've woken up.
What's going on?
You've woken up bleeding into a cup. There's a gentle, kind of warm light coming from the darkness. That's kind of like slowly fading back into nothingness. Is what you come back to, standing right across from you, Mitch.
All right, I'll continue with bleeding into the cup. I didn't hear the prayer, nor do I know it. So, I'll just bleed into the cup as...
You were halfway through words and then suddenly no words.
I sort of, like, help him through the rest of the prayer.
I mean, it's just one sentence, it's fine.
Still.
Alright, and then there's Quinnen.
Man, on a scale of 1 to 5, how bad is this going to be?
I don't know. I mean, how are you gonna go bleeding into the cup? Some people cut, one person bit. What are you doing, Quinn? How are you bleeding into the cup?
I'm going to ask Basher if I can borrow his sword real quick, or at least just a portion of the blade.
How do you normally do the Valkyrie, Quinn? You don't get to just change it because you know there's about to be out of character consequences.
I was going to make this so much better for you, though. I was going to let you cut my whole hand off.
No. How does Quinn normally bleed into the cup?
Okay. I will take the cup in my right hand and then bite my left wrist.
Cool. Awesome. Hell yeah. What's your strength?
5.
How much potence do you have?
5. Oh wait, potent?
Yeah,
2.
potence.
I was like, I thought it was just me.
So
Swing a lot harder for...
I've got protein and potence, and they're like right next to each other.
Quinnen, roll your fortitude. Just your fortitude. Take 5 ag, Quinn. As maybe it's the nerves. Maybe it's the nerves. Maybe it's nerves. This Inquisitor, all the pressure, all the everything, and just like you're just not paying attention, and just take a full chunk straight out of your wrist, and like you're like. You panic, and you don't really know, like, it's like, oh god, and like, you gotta pull away, you just tear part of your arm off with you. And I dare say you probably fall into torpor, don't you? If I remember where your current damage is at.
I've got 3 left. So 5 puts me at 2 over.
Cool, perfect. To answer your question in chat, Seagrim, there's an Assamite Ented tribute in this pack, yes, but the player had college work to do and was not able to make it this session. But yes, there is. Hello, Brad. So, Basher, Chef.
Yeah.
Cool. Dex athletics for me, real quick.
Oh God.
Because you gotta catch the cup.
All right. So Quinn, in their panic, like goes to bite and just rips off arm and
like the worst hangnail.
puts themselves into torpor. Cup goes falling, and Basher just swift quickness just manages to scoop, catching the goblet underhanded, just did not spill a drop.
No, sexy.
I suppose Quentin is right next to me. I think I'm higher generation than them.
Not higher enough.
So yeah, I wouldn't be able to help.
Mitch, all of my damage is aggravated. I don't think even Anya could heal all of that.
Not all of it. I've gotten you up from Mag before. Someone up from Mag before.
I'm just very concerned staring at Quentin next
Anya's
to him.
just
In Spanish.
not going anywhere yet, but
Yep.
she's Irophilia.
In Spanish, it's just this is very fascinating. It's fine. That orb of light starts shining again. This time it's not a flash, just like a gentle, cool blue, as Ophelia places a hand on Quinn. And 2, 3, 4, -1. Quinn, heal 3 aggravated, and you're back up.
Back to where I just was.
Thank you again. Quentin, say thank you.
Thank you.
Anything for my brothers and sisters in the Church of Caine.
Praise Caine.
Praise Caine.
Praise.
Assamites can turn their blood into poison, Seagrim, but that is an active, conscious decision. And also, the mystic properties of the Vauldery get rid of anything poison. So, if Zamitzi had, the always-on poison blood elder power, so on and so forth, Vauldery renders that inert.
I didn't know Samitsi had that kind of power. That's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, it's a really good power. Proceed. Free. You don't understand what she says, but there's a gesture for you to...
Yeah. I then complete the ritual as I know it should be completed.
You did succeed on your ritual roll, so you complete it by... Praise Caine, may the bonds be broken, is the last thing you say, and then you drink first, and then you pass it back around in your importance order. Mm-hmm. Ophelia does not repeat exactly what you say. She only does the Praise Caine part and sips from the cup. And then hands it back to you.
I'm sorry, well, the last line is, Praise Caine, may the bonds be broken.
Uh-huh, because the Vauldery is what's used to get rid of blood bonds.
Right.
She only responds back with Praise Caine and drinks. Which you know is normal. You have invoked Caine's name. Praise Caine is always, for the faithful, what gets said back when Praise Caine is said. And everybody, I'm guessing, goes through and does the thing.
Yeah.
Do we praise Caine?
Yeah.
Of course we praise Caine.
Mitch,
I don't have permission to speak.
Mitch does not praise Caine. Quentin.
You were just speaking.
I was guided through it. Basically told what to say.
In Spanish, quiet mumble of fascinating.
I will hold my hand up in reverence, I guess. That's all I can do.
Valderies complete. Those of you that might have blood bonds, they go down a step. So, Mitch, for you, you have no blood bond to Anya anymore. Yay! Anybody that Anya's woken up from torpor in the past night, your blood bond goes away. You are no longer bound to Anya. Because that is the power and the glory of Caine and his writing. Praise Caine.
Praise Caine. Did she respond to me in English or in Spanish?
What do you mean?
The praise Caine.
Well, and like the
Spanish.
litany part of the
Oh.
like during the invocation, did she respond back in Spanish?
As I said before, anytime this NPC speaks, just assume it is in Spanish. Thank you, Seagram,
fair
for the
enough.
follow. Welcome to our
Okay,
family.
just check.
Yep. Continuing on in Spanish, obviously only looking at Anya because Anya's the only person that seems to be responding and understanding treatment. Hey, gummies. We are ready to leave whenever. If you have any business that you need seen done in Detroit, make it quick.
We have no business. We're good to leave.
Wonderful. To the airport. Come, little mouse, she says. Come, little mouse, she says to gestures, but says something to something in the corner. There's nothing there.
Let's go. Mitch, you're going to have to come out.
I'll follow Anya.
And we go to the airport. And there is a wonderful little luxury plane that Anya picked out for you guys, waiting there. There's a kindred standing, like kind of very well built, handsome, rugged looking. Maybe like a priest. He's at least wearing priest-like robes, has the priest-like collar. There's blood splattered across. He looks like some kind of evil telenovela. Path dead. And hanging off of his hip is the same reliquary that you've seen Ophelia wandering around with or using.
It's hard to
Before
tell.
we go into the
whether-
airport, I'm gonna grab like a handful of dirt and like throw it on my coat.
Oh, you're not going to the airport. You're going straight to the airfield. You're not going anywhere near humans. Ew.
Oh, okay. Before we go to the airfield or on our way, I'm just gonna grab a handful of dirt. You know, spread it on my clothes. New dirt.
Seagram, they started off in the Midwest in Columbus, Ohio, ventured to Detroit, Michigan. Now they're on their way to Mexico City, home of the Sabbat.
We know it's Mexico City.
We just know Mexico.
We were just told Mexico.
Right, you just know Mexico.
Okay.
Mexico is, as far as I'm aware, all just Sabbat territory in this version, right?
Sure is.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to tell if Anya's
It's a-
making googly eyes at the plane or the priest dude. But she seems happy.
And as you guys are going up the steps, and it's like praise Caine, praise Caine, praise Caine. Anya, what's your appearance again, Anya?
Or
unlike like the nice like courtly like hand gesture that the others have gotten, as Anya goes approaching and it's just like the slightest bit of scandal of like the lightest touch, a graze, as she goes up and it's like, praise Caine, voice a little bit deeper.
Praise Caine.
And we're off and we're flying. Oh man, good thing. No packs attacking you in the sky. No getting caught up in games of instinct here.
Canadian geese come out of the north.
It's a pack of gangrel. Somebody tell me a goose isn't a predator, I'll call you a damn liar.
A coterie of Camarilla gangrel from Canada.
Most terrifying birds alive.
Goddamn cobra chickens.
And I wasn't expecting us to actually make it to this part yet, so we're going back to our traditional red screen.
We're just on a roll.
How long is the flight?
That is a great question. Let me Google that.
Like 6?
No.
No. Oh, no, because we're flying into Mexico City.
4. Maybe.
From Detroit?
4 hours and 40 minutes nonstop.
Boom.
Wow.
So
And we
we'll
got on
be
this plane probably around 8 o'clock, right?
probably 8:30, 9ish. There's travel to the airport, everything like that. So
Near the end of the plane ride, I'm just gonna go up to Basher, kind of
Yeah.
tug on his shirt.
Yep. Anyone else wishing to join is fully welcome. I just say out loud to the plane.
Ophelia and we'll call him the father, tend to just stay in the cockpit. They're not really interacting, watching, anything like that. All business, boring.
I'm just
I
watching a
prefer
movie.
to pray in different ways.
All right.
So the pack is able to interact and do what they wish to do, is pretty much what I'm saying. So by all means, have that conversation.
So, would that entity be showing back up around midnight, since that's usually when I do my prayer? Or is that just like a when I'm resting sort of deal?
You do not feel it coming on like you normally do. And that's weird. Whatever the Inquisitor did to you earlier seems to be repressing it.
Okay.
But if you do still want to pray, by all means.
Yeah, that would be whatever prayer Reverend is saying.
I'm gonna probably do the Cainite version of midday prayers from the seminary.
Okay.
I love how Seagram even agrees. Just black them geese.
Do I get any of the same feelings as I do with the other prayer? Or is it just kind of a semantic thing?
It's kind of just a semantic thing at this point. You're not really catching any feelings or vibes or anything like that.
When they're done praying, Anya will get up and move over to Mitch. Put a hand on his hair, petting him for a second.
Your hand gets really dirty and covered with it's like oily, sooty,
Anya likes
dusty.
being dirty.
Doesn't seem to stop her. You're doing so good. Do you need anything?
I mean, I'm just hoping that the prayer worked. I seem to be in control.
It seems like it did. Praise.
Praise Caine.
From the cockpit, Spanish, praise Caine.
Little forehead kiss for Mitch, and then Anya sits back down. Quentin, you are quiet.
I'm just watching a movie on the plane. It's a 4-hour flight. I got time for a quick movie.
What movie?
Dawn of the Dead. Sorry, that was just the first movie that came to mind.
Anya's gonna get bored almost immediately and just kind of wander around, like, opening cabinets and...
There's booze, there's, you know, clearly this is a plane meant for mortals, like private charter.
Is there a brush?
There is.
Yes, ma'am.
In
Donna,
fact, there's a brush, there's like a bag of women's clothes.
Are they nice?
They are. They are the type of clothes you'd expect somebody who can afford a private plane.
Anya's just gonna get changed.
Does she go into the bathroom to get changed?
Yeah.
You open the bathroom. There's a beautiful, looks like kind of like influencer vibes. Like, think like one of those trashy reality dating show, like hot girls. It's like, she's still alive, but her body has been like attached to like the walls of this bathroom, and her mouth like is just like straight matrix, like gummed shut.
Oh, goodness, you're in a pickle. Nice addition. Shuts the door to get changed.
Tears flowing down her face. What horror, what monster would do such a thing to such a pretty young girl?
Anya will, with the tears, she'll kind of, reach a hand up, wipe some away, a little harder than necessary. Nice little pat, and exits the bathroom all changed and cleaned up.
She's there for feed. She's very easily accessible for feeding if people need blood. Is pretty much the whole reason she's there.
Is anyone else feeding?
We also haven't been told that's just free food.
You haven't, but Anya, like you're Anya. You do what you want.
I do.
Like, for example, tell the rest of your pack there's food in the bathroom.
Is the cockpit, because I'm guessing it's a pretty small plane, is the cockpit like locked?
No,
is it like
they've left the door open. That's why she was able to call back Praise Caine when one of you said Praise Caine. She can hear real good. It's true.
Anya's gonna poke her head in. Is that food in the bathroom?
If you needed to be my child, says the man flying the plane.
So accommodating. His shoulder little squeeze.
Anything for my brothers and sisters, my flock, my lambs.
I sure hope I can figure out how to repay the kindness.
There will be plenty of time, I'm sure.
Heads back to everybody else. There's food in the bathroom.
If anybody needs blood, go ahead. You can go ahead and get you some. There's a total of 10 blood points in your average human body, and there's one human body back there.
I'll take one.
I'll top up with the 2, because what good is a movie without a snack?
Is Anya eating?
What am I?
After...
Sure. Anya will have a little snack, but she's mostly just having fun watching. Poor terrified mortal.
Mitch, you go back there to feed, or you start making the approach to go feed, and you hate this. There's no hunt. There's no thrill. This is just food being handed to you. You on the path of beast hate this, but you might actually need the food either way.
I'll approach the girl. I'll try to keep quiet with my words here. I'm sorry this happened to you. This is cruel. Prey should never be treated like this. And I'll finish her off. Like, I'll
she
drink her
seems
dry.
chill until you refer to her as prey, and then she starts freaking out again. The dirty, evil monster.
I'll kind of hug her as I'm draining her dry, trying to give mercy and comfort.
Anya don't like that. But that's cool. That's just the wonders and pleasure of different paths and your different belief structures and systems. Mitch, Chef, you said you took 1, right? Quentin, you said you took 2?
Mm-hmm.
How much did you take, Anya?
I just took 1. I just really wanted to play.
All right, Mitch, you can get 6 blood since you said you're drinking her dry.
And there will be tears as I turn around and go sit with my cat.
Little bloody tears coming down Mitch's dirty face.
She got herself caught. She should have done better. Holds out a brush to bash her. Brush my hair.
Scritchies.
He brushes your hair and then messes it up with scritches.
And then brushes it back.
All right. Largely uneventful flight, unless you guys decide you want to go and talk to and interact with the NPCs flying the plane.
Since this flight is so long and no one's being terribly interesting, Anya will probably try to like get the vibe to see, she can kind of hang up there.
Yeah, Anya's not turned away.
Okay.
They are speaking solely in Spanish.
Anya will speak in Spanish.
I know.
So only Anya can understand them.
No, that's fine. Anya, they are talking business.
Okay.
Ophelia is mentioning something about possession. There's now been 4 not singing the praises of the Dark Father. It's clearly Ophelia is keeping track of things your pack does and doesn't do. And she is completely unbothered with you coming, sitting, hearing, knowing what she's saying and keeping track of.
Anya's not going to interject.
Yep. The father seems to be playing. The father seems to be playing a bit of defense. It's just like, maybe they're young. It's like, do you truly think they're not faithful? I've seen nothing but faith and reverence, so on and so forth. Ophelia's like, they almost dropped the Valkyrie cup. Father's like, yeah, but you're kind of, an intimidating presence. Maybe they were just scared of you. It's like, a nice check and balance between each other. Just like, these are the things that I've found wrong. And he's like, hi, you can't kill them for that. I currently have not heard anything heretical, is what the father says. And Ophelia's just like, if a dark shadowy mask could pout. The father turns to Anya and is like, how long has your pack been together? Perfect, unaccented English. Just dry, Midwestern, neutral tone.
Mitch is the newest.
Radio voice.
It has been a few months for him. He is young. Quentin is young. Charlie is young. Basher and I have known each other for some time.
I'm guessing Charlie is the mouse I was referencing. In Spanish. From Ophelia.
Well, she's still invisible.
Gestures to a chair in one of the corners. Though you can't see anything, Anya. At least somebody's pointing out that Charlie is, in fact, with the pack.
I can't blame her. Thank you for joining, Charlie.
You guys hear Anya call back out.
We seem to be having a unique challenge.
I can't cheer. Why? I have no idea why. That's weird.
Oh.
What is the challenge? What are the problems facing Punchline? You don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that he knows the name of the pack, which you have not told him.
Honestly, Anya just kind of assumes people who know who she is. Does not blink. Back to Spanish. As you may have noticed, there is something going on with our newest member, and as dear as he is to me, I have concerns about our safe.
In what ways? Leans in, fully enamored, fully listening to everything Anya has to say.
I just want to help him, and I don't know. He has so much potential.
I mean, it'll be up to you to show him the proper course of faith and the right ways of doing things.
Mm.
It's your job, not only as his sister in Caine, but as his ductus, and you'll feel the slightest, that same gentle graze along one of Anya's thighs as she's sitting there. Pretty privilege.
I have full faith that if given enough time, I can teach him everything he needs to know. Hand sliding up his leg.
Mm-hmm. Ophelia just gets up and walks into the back of the plane. Completely just done with everything happening in the cockpit. And for the first time, the cockpit door closes.
Oh, there goes Anya making some trouble again. Oh, trouble.
As Anya said, we each hunt for a different prey in different ways.
Vampires could be pregnant. She'd have 1,000 young.
I really hope you do. You know what? I think you need to go up and tell her that to her face.
Yeah, bitch.
I think you need to say it nice and loud so that way there's no question whether or not she understands what the hell you just said.
I'm not about to say that. I already can, and probably.
I ain't about to walk in on them rutting.
I'm probably about to be put in torpor by her at any moment for waking her up.
You're the one who threw a dime at her.
You don't know that. You don't know that, Basher.
Yeah.
I know he threw something because Anya referenced it.
Yeah.
You're the one who threw stuff at her.
Well, I knew better than to go in there while she was asleep. That would have got me killed.
What do you think she was gonna do? Hurt you?
Yes. It's Anya.
I've known Anya for a very long time. Anya is capable of amazing and terrifying things, but she does have enough self-restraint to not use it when it's not warranted.
And as the mention of restraint happens, there's probably very loud moans coming from the cockpit.
Reverend, I don't think you give her enough credit. She does show compassion, and she does have empathy.
I hope this plane has autopilot.
I mean, she hasn't tried to kill me.
Mitch, I have known Anya through violence. I have known Anya through fire. I have known that woman has pulled a stake out of my heart before. And
Her pulling it out is only proof.
If she...
If she didn't care, she'd leave you to burn.
If she wanted me dead, she could have tried to kill me a long time ago.
For the first time in English, you realize you both are arguing the same point, right? Neither of you are saying your ductus is like evil and malicious and harsh to you. You're both saying she's a kind and compassionate canine. Why are you arguing this? Is this a test to see who thinks they know Anya best? I'm lost.
Yeah, just conversation to pass the time, I suppose.
The head of darkness moves like looking between Basher and Mitch. Genuinely seems confused as to why you two are arguing about how compassionate Anya is.
To be honest, conversations like this are how we exchange information, deepen pack bonds, and how we occasionally get pretty good stories.
See, leans back in her chair.
The way we... It's just the way we do.
So, Mitch.
Yes?
Which one do you currently hunt?
You mean... No. Well, the one I know of right now, and kind of at least know what they look like. The Hound?
Is that the one you currently hunt, or is that just the only one you know of?
I know there's another one, but aside from their title, I know nothing else about them. And I'll pass her the picture I drew of the Hound. There's also the Owl.
That's neat. And what is the nature of your obsession with these? Why do you hunt these specific canines?
I get the feeling you wouldn't ask if you didn't already know the answer, so I'll be truthful with you.
Faith, Mitch, is a matter of perspective, and it is personal. I want your personal thoughts and opinions. That's all I'm asking.
I'm tormented. Blackouts. Attacks I have no control over, memory over, or consciousness over, and one thought, one objective dominates my mind more than any. I have to hunt these vampires. I have to eat them. I would call them Cainites, but it doesn't feel right to call them that.
All of us are children of the Dark Father, therefore all of us are Cainites. Whether they acknowledge it or not, Mitch, is their own failing. We are all Cainites. Do not ever get that confused. This compulsion, these urges, this dark sinister things you seek to do, they are not your own. These are things that guide you, compel you on, tell you to do things. Or is this an effort on your own conscious will? Is this your will? The will of a Cainite? Or the will of something else?
When it comes to my will, I suppose once I finish this, once the hunt is over, I'll be free. I won't lose myself anymore. Something inside of me will be complete, and I'll have control again. Full, complete control.
So this is an external force spurning you on, is what you were telling me. This is not your will, this is the will of something else controlling you. Or compelling you.
At times, it's really hard to tell.
I am sorry that you suffer with such an affliction, Mitch.
Oh, I'm thankful for your apologies. I really am.
It's sympathy, it's not an apology. Empathy. Like what you were talking about with your ductus. She is empathetic to your problems.
As all good ductus should be.
See?
Hopefully.
I'm sorry, is there a title I should... Oh, go ahead.
Hopefully we get to the bottom of it, and something you did back there snapped me out of it during the Valdery.
Yes, the powers of Caine are plenty and mighty.
I can't thank you enough for giving me some sort of control when I lost it.
It's very important to know the actual kindred. Not what compels. Meanwhile, Quentin just sitting in the back of the plane watching Dawn of the Dead, living their best life.
Turning the volume up.
Like, you know what I don't want to be a part of? That.
Straight up just putting headphones in.
My title is Inquisitor.
Inquisitor.
To answer your question.
Does the name... Thank you. Does the name Marius ring a bell?
It depends. Does Marius paint?
Mitch, did Marius paint?
No.
Oh, Seagrim, real quick. If you want to catch up and you want to see all the shenanigans and stuff, check us out on YouTube. Every session is uploaded over there.
Yes.
Thank you for coming through, and I appreciate you, friend. Does he paint? Does he have obsession with overtime and guarding great powerful elders?
Not that I knew of. Well, he lived in a forest.
No, I do not know this Marius. It is little vampire joke. The dark figure actually finger guns, and for once actually makes what seems like a joke. Trying to bond and be on your guys' level.
I did see him before. Would maybe describing what he looked like help?
No, I'm sure there are thousands of Cainites that have called themselves Marius over time. I was making a joke over a shitty book that got turned into an even worse movie.
Okay.
Oh, I got that. Like, in character. I just got that reference.
No, the name
It's been a while
Marius.
since I've seen it.
The name Marius does not ring any bells to me. Especially now. Well, what clan?
Gangrel.
Definitely no gangrel named Marius. Rings a bell to me. But to be fair, there's not many gangrel that really stand out. You are all very nomadic and secretive, and you tend to keep to yourselves. Gestures towards Cohen in the back. When you can see the dark figure gesture towards you, you have no idea what the conversation's about.
I'll pop an earbud out. Or a headphone out. Do you need me for something?
No, I was just describing how Clan Gangrel are typically loners.
Oh, okay. Back to movie.
And I'm not wrong.
You would not know he was a gangrel if you saw him. He was a beautiful Cainite. His skin sparkled in the moonlight. The trees and foliage reached out as if longing just to touch him. The animals of the wood would not be quiet around him, and they would follow him everywhere. You would have loved to meet him.
He sounds quite pleasant. I'm sure I will meet him at some point.
Was kind of daydreaming in the memory of my sire now, or I guess it would be night dreaming for a Cainite.
Wake dreaming.
Wool gathering.
So tell me, Mitch, you hold your sire in great regard and reverence. See?
He was the greatest love of my existence.
Well, a sire's love, like the father, the sire of all sires, is quite overwhelming and wondrous. All should be so lucky to have such a relationship with their sire, their father, as you have.
Yeah, having him gone, I feel empty most of the time. But the Sabbat and the ways of Caine have filled that void.
Your sire was not of the Sabbat? This Marius?
I'm not sure if he was a part of the Sabbat. He definitely knew of them. He had common visits from a bishop. In fact, it was the same bishop that sent me to join Punchline not too long ago.
Fascinating. Which bishop is this?
Orlando.
Bishop of
Bishop
what?
Orlando Oriundis.
Of what? Bishop of spirituality, information, war.
I'm not sure. I just know he was a bishop.
A bishop of where? Which diocese does he belong?
I wish I could answer that question. I wish I knew what you were asking. I don't really know what a diocese is.
Which city? Where does he call home? Where did he send you from?
Outside of character, what would be the answer here?
Pick somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, because that's where you said you were from. So it could be Northern California, Oregon, not Seattle. Seattle's very cam.
Oh.
Vancouver.
Near the coast in Washington, have you ever heard of a town called Westport?
Cannot say that I have.
It's near the Capitol Forest. Western Washington, huge forest. Not far from Seattle, about 120 miles west of Seattle.
Oh, so like past, what was it, Redmond and Puyallup and all those places?
Yeah, a good distance past them.
Interesting.
Kind of, really. Westport wasn't my home, but that's where I met the bishop.
Good. Thank you, Mitch. Oh, she'll glance out a window. Well, it's time to be a stickler. Praise Caine. It was great talking with you all. Walks back to the cockpit.
Okay.
Opens the door. It's time for descent. Not that descent.
Guess we'll have to go down together next time. Honey will climb out of the chair.
Yeah.
And go back down.
She closes the door of the cockpit after Anya leaves, leaving her and the father to talk in private. And Anya, you rejoin your pack. All that work you did on her hair, Basher, gone.
That was my hair. Good.
There is... Anya's hair looks pristine, like, doesn't look like pristine, like it's clearly been, like, grabbed, moved, gripped, so on and so forth, but there is just the slightest streak of red on the underside of her hair. Not like, like blood, like a chunk of her hair color has been changed.
Exactly what were you doing?
What does it sound like?
Sounds like you were having fun.
I was having so much fun. I was enjoying the in-flight entertainment.
Clearly.
Well, at least your entertainment was more entertaining than this fucking trash off the road of the Dawn of the Dead towards the back. Because it's late 90s. DVDs are still popular.
What's his problem?
You may want to go look in a mirror real quick.
Is that a joke?
No.
Wait, we have reflections?
You do, Mitch.
I assumed we didn't this whole time, like outside of
No,
characters.
there's one clan of vampires that doesn't.
Which one?
The one you just told to go look in a mirror?
Okay. I'm sorry. I forgot that you don't have... Your, hair is... red?
Hey, look, some strands of
Why are
red.
you-
I reach behind... I reach behind her hair and like run my finger down the line of red in her hair.
Huh. Oh well.
I didn't think you dyed it anymore.
Obviously I don't, Basher.
That was supposed to be a joke, Anya.
Anya, you know you can heal it with blood if you ever wanted to get rid of it. If you didn't want his touch to linger on you.
I'm keeping it.
Perfect. All right, and the plane begins to, after a few minutes, begins to descend down. If there's anything you guys else want to discuss in private, now is the time.
So did you have fun? Good time?
We shared stories.
Those two are going to talk with the Inquisitor lady.
Well, you are stuck on plane together. Might as well get to know each other. What did you talk
Yes.
about?
We were discussing Mitch's issues.
This topic comes up.
Really
are you
just
feeling?
about
Mitch.
in control. A little bit of a conversation with Ophelia. I mean, question myself a little bit in what my own goals are, but at the same time, it's nice to talk about my past and why I came here, who sent me, and all that. Kind of a grounding experience.
Have you decided what your goals are?
I mean, I was given a mission that aligned with what is already an overpowering presence in my mind.
Are we back to eating people?
I do still have my targets. Yes, but they're not so
What?
much on my priority list right now.
So what is
as
priority?
whatever we're doing right now.
Isn't
Speaking
it
of
great to be
which-
part of it?
We would be considered in Mexico now, right?
I mean, you know that you were flying to Mexico and you're starting to descend, so that means you probably would be in Mexico. Unless you
Perhaps
think
we
the
should
Inquisitors would be lying to you.
No, but perhaps we should open our orders.
We'll wait till we land.
And wheels touch down. Perfect. No, you know what? Yep, perfect. Nice, smooth landing. Looking out the windows, there's a vast, wonderful, like, hodgepodge kind of situation. Like, it's modern, but it's also old. Like, there's ziggurats in the distance, temples. But kind of slummy city streets as well around it. Civilization built up around. But it's gorgeous. It's pretty. It's beautiful. There's fountains, there's statues, there's slums. It's like everything all together all at once. And over the intercom you'll hear, "Welcome to Mexico City, home of the Sabbat."
Well, we've made it.
And that's where we're gonna leave off. Yep, it is 3:15.
Yeah.
We have time for recaps. Also, you know, I want Artie to be here
For the important stuff.
for important stuff, and you know, the big rush to the finale, as next week will indeed be the finale.
Yes.
This quick little short campaign coming to an end already. All right, I need to make notes because there's care packages that have been gifted to you all. One was for Quinnen. If my pen it'd help if I click my pen. Quinnen care and Mitch care. Perfect. Cares. Notes. All right. Mitch, who made your night tonight? Besides me.
Well, Anya, again, I mean, it feels like our two characters are really linked together at this point.
She's such a good ductus.
I mean, if there's a fight between us, it's gonna be entertaining, to say the least.
That's gonna be a thing. That's for sure. Who drops who first is pretty much what that comes down to.
Yeah.
Because she can't heal your damage, but she puts out a lot of damage. But you can easily heal her. It's always the fun fortitude versus potence versus celerity. Which physical power is the best power?
Yes, that's the answer to all of them.
Basher, who made your night?
Oh man. It's a tie for me between Anya and Mitch.
Pick one.
Mitch, because you got to see.
You have to pick one.
Oh. I'm assuming you said pick one.
You have to pick one, yes.
Okay. In that case, I gotta give it to Mitch just for sheer volume of character development. Because, we're learning more about each of the different hymns, how they're intertwined, how they're mixed, along with just that nice dose of, you could tell me the answer and I don't know if it's right, kind of uncertainty. That just makes it all the more real and all the more direct, and I really enjoyed seeing that.
Yeah. Quentin.
I'm actually going to give it to Basher for playing the mediator between a lot of the story development that's been going on between the pack and the NPCs.
Yeah. Perfect. And Anya.
It's always so good. I miss this game so much. I'm gonna say Quentin, because I feel like his just absolute gangrelness is so quietly gangrel that
So
goes
perfectly
missed a
gangrel.
lot. Just you know what? I'm staying out of this.
Just
I'm gonna
gonna-
go. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go.
I'll be around if you need me, but I'm be.
It's always there, but it's always so quiet that I feel like it doesn't get like a shout out.
It's perfect. Guys, this has been fun. I always love running Sabbat, and it's like, well, it's been very plot light. Like me, like just be like, here's plot. Here's a little bit of plot. It's like you guys have really been carrying this, and it's been great. And I'm really looking forward to the finale. And like Jen said, it's like it's a good group. It's a real good group. You guys are amazing, and I wish there was more time. Maybe it'll be in a future vote. Oh, vote? What? Huh? Where do we? That's right. All the games are voted on for what we run. So maybe
Season 2?
So maybe one day there might be a second Sabbat season, a longer season, a proper season. As next year we will be having full-length chronicles, 3 full-length chronicles a season, as opposed to 2 normal and 2 very short ones that we had this year. So maybe there will be some Sabbat action in our future. Maybe. But the only way to make that happen is if you vote for it over in our Discord. So please do join our Discord. Come join us. Be social. Be talky. Vote for the things when the votes come around. YouTube. I linked this earlier. But if you have not subscribed to us, if you have not watched us on YouTube, if you have not seen all the events leading up to what's coming up on the finale, come check us out on YouTube. Give us a like, a subscribe, a dislike, whatever you want. Give us some comments. I try to respond to all the comments. We would love to have you over there if you are watching this currently on YouTube. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And of course, there is the Patreon. Patreon gets you cool merch, gets you weighted votes for when voting times are around, gets you free chat redeems. You got to see Pierce and Chi using those today over there in our Twitch chat. It gets you free slots in games if you're somebody who loves role-playing but always have a hard time finding groups. This will guarantee your slot in a game, so on and so forth. Lots of cool rewards, YouTube credits, etc., etc., etc. So please do. All the money from Patreon goes back into our games. It's where we get the books that are sent to players. It's how we get maps and all the other fun stuff. It's how we pay for the merch with which we make, and by we I mean Jen. Jen physically makes them.
Jen, who makes awesome shirts like these for the hero game, or shot glasses for the.
I help when I can and how I can when she lets me.
Yeah.
But it is 90% all Jen.
As someone who has received several articles of merch, 100% worth it.
And moving forward from here on out, the only way to get the merch bundles is by being an active Patreon. So please, if you want the cool, sweet merch, consider subscribing to us on Patreon. Guys, it's been another fun week. We have one more Sabbat game left, which will be next Saturday, and we'll be back tomorrow with Hunter the Reckoning. It never sleeps. They're in way over their heads. Way over their heads.
Just a little apocalypse. It's okay.
But in the future, we will be having. In the future, next season, we have a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition game that's being run by JenOfThieves, as well as a Christmas special Monster of the Week, and my first attempt at running an Old Gods of Appalachia story. So we get to go back to more of my roots with terrible cosmic horror. As well as punchy, weirdo, monster fun times with Monster of the Week.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. And remember... Oh, wait, no. Anya, portrayed by JenOfThieves. Reverend Basher, portrayed by Chef Corhall. Mitch, portrayed by Mitch. Quentin, portrayed by Ashley the Mage, Ashley the Rage, Ashley the Witch, Ashley the Brick, Magic Ashley. And Charlie... not here with us today, but Charlie, portrayed by RD22. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a good work week. And remember, Daddy loves you.